Hola, how are you? Hope you've had a great day so far today. I'm so excited to be here. And that's because I just came out of a strategy meeting with my senior coaches. I had about four of them on the call. Do you know what that means to me? Like I'm overwhelmed. And the only thing that comes to my mind, and that's the reason why I'm here to share this, the people that you surround yourself with can literally shift your life. Like literally shift your life. So I'm not going to go into the details of, what we discussed and things like that. But what stood out to me was that I know that I was in the right room. I know that this was the right, or this is the right environment, right? So think about the fact that you can actually shorten your learning curve for anything. That's why we have teachers, for example, in school, right? You have a teacher in school to teach you so that you're not reading the books by yourself and getting knowledge. That's why people have personal trainers. Those are coaches, right? People have financial advisors. People have like all sorts of people who have done what they need to achieve and that have gone ahead of them. They understand the game, they know the strategies, and they are able to teach you. Some people have fitness coaches, right? Some people have, I mean, they're so numerous everywhere. Even life coach these days, right? Life coach is something that is even a big deal these days. But guess what? Here, you don't even only just get business coaching, you get personal development coaches. Like your life is going to be taken to a whole new level. See, your circle really determines your direction. Honestly, your circle determines your pace. If you know that you want to shorten your learning curve, if you know that you want to see growth, because your circle really determines your growth in life in general, right? So you can have all the potential in the world, but if you're not plugged into the right circle, if you're in the wrong circle, guess what? You're still going to stay at a certain level. Meanwhile, you could be more because that's what potential is about, right? Things that you have not yet discovered about yourself. So be in the right circle, I would say, so that thinking big is the only thing that you can ever imagine. And not just thinking big, but acting it, like acting in the way that is consistent with that. And I'm not literally saying this literally, right? Like you're going to be acting, like doing the things that you know you ought to do to get you to that level that you know that God has called you to. For me, I'm so big about the fact that it is God that has called us, right? Called us to a purpose. We all have a purpose. So if you know that you're not fully expressing yourself, maybe you see your circle, you're wondering, I mean, for me, this calls for an audit. I would say an audit of your circle, right? Audit your circle and see and compare it with your vision. Like, where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? Does this your circle look like they are going in the same direction as you? Because if it's not, then it's time to add on. Nobody said get rid of the people you have. No, it's not about that, right? Because God has gifted us with, relationships, right, that are like a blessing in our lives. But you must continually add on to your circle so that you can see progress in your life. Okay. So the moment I stepped into some circles, and I know I've shared that 1,001 times here before, that's when everything started to change for me. That's when I had to pull off my old self and becoming, because I'm not yet there and nobody ever gets there, but becoming a different person. Your conversations shift, your energy changes, your vision, it stretches even more, right? Because you see people who believe in you, who know that you can do what even you thought you couldn't do, right? Your standards even are raised. Your way of thinking is elevated, and you're beginning to have like, oh my goodness, like a bigger mindset, like a larger heart. That's what God said to, I mean, that's what we saw in the Bible when it was said of Solomon that he had a larger heart. That means your mindset is bigger, right? Your mindset is it's increasing, I would say. So the people you surround yourself with, I know you must have heard it 1,001 times before, but I couldn't just but come here today because this is what was going through my mind when I was in that session with about four of our senior coaches, like I said, right? So just being in that right circle, being in that right place will definitely motivate you. So there was a time I thought maybe I could do it alone, right? I mean, not like I thought I could do it alone, but I didn't really have the largeness of heart to be intentional about finding the right circle. But I know now that it is key to your growth. It is key to your growth. It's not all about consistency. It's not only about your talents. Yes, even I was at that point talented, but I didn't think like that. I wasn't intentional to find that kind of circle. But now I realize, now I know better. And that's why I'm sharing to you. If you're coming across this today, it is not a chance. It is not a mistake. It is not by chance. I say that again. You're coming here today because somebody needs to hear this. So if you, as long as you hang around people that maybe they complain, you too, you start to see life through the lens of those of whatever it is they say. If you're hanging around people that are constantly growing, and that's the same way it's going to be your lens, right? So sometimes one conversation is just enough, right? In that right circle to shift to the trajectory of your life, to change your destiny, to give you something like a seed, to give you something to brood on, that will bring, out the best in you. So think about the fact that you become like the people that, I'm sure you've heard this before, you become like the people that you talk to the most, the people that you interact with the most, because definitely their mindsets rub on you. Their language, the way they talk, it rubs on you. Even their habits rub on you. You must have heard that if there are five winners, if there are five millionaires, you will be the sixth one. And it also goes to the other way around, on the negative side. If you have people that complain, you have no choice but to join them in that kind of conversation, right? So it's not a cliche. It's one of life's major principles. It's one of life's major principles. So today, I just want to encourage you, audit your circle, audit the people that you're relating with, audit them. And if you see that it's not taking you to your desired goals, it's not taking you to that future that you know that you and God, only you and God understands where you want to be, right? Then, like I said, it's not about cut them off. It's about finding ways to increase, to enlarge your scope, enlarge your circle. So ask yourself today, who do I spend most of my time with? Do they challenge me? Do they comfort me? Are they challenging you to grow, or are they just, just there, right? So do they help you grow, or are they even the ones that hold you back? Because some of them may keep you in your comfort zone, while others may even be the one to discourage you, right? There's somebody, I think it was my coach, who was saying something about the fact that you cannot take an advice from somebody. I saw it somewhere, right? The lady was saying it, that she cannot take an advice from somebody who is less than, the way she tried to say it. So if it's financial advice, she's not going to take it from somebody who hasn't made as much money as maybe she has made, for example, because that person, if he had that advice, will be able to advise himself better. So if it's just people in your circle that are still in that comfort spot, right? They cannot give you the advice that will shoot you up high there. Yeah, come on. Yeah. So be wise, and let that be the truth that you take from this today, right? It's not because you're proud that you're going to expand your scope, or you think that you've outgrown others. No, it's because you have a higher calling. The people you surround yourself with will always be a reflection of where you're going in life. Will always be a reflection of where you are going in life, not just where you have been, but where you're going. So as October is gradually rolling into November and December, make this year count. Make this year count. Be intentional about your circle. It changes everything. Connect with people that you know will sharpen you. Don't be too proud to reach out. Even if some ignore you, go find those you can, and of course you can even learn from people from afar. I know the number of people I've learned from, and I know that I may never even have any contact with them, right? So that's the way we ought to live, because that's your circle, that mindset that you grow changes everything. So I think that's basically what I want to say. You don't rise to the level of your dreams, right? You rise to the level of your circle. So let this be what I'm saying to you today. Okay, so thank you very much, and have a blessed evening.